My dear friends, we see some beautiful aspects about today's gospel reading, how this immoral man, Herod the Tetrarch, behaves in front of a big crowd, not able to really make right judgment, foolish way of looking at things and making things only to please the crowd. And therefore, you find him not breaking the promise that was foolishly made, but not to be ashamed and not to lose his name and fame, allows that promise to be fulfilled, and therefore you find John the Baptist beheaded. Why was he beheaded? It was not because of Herod's enmity. It was because of Herodias' enmity. Herodias, his illegal wife, was only very, very disturbed every moment when John would point a finger and say, "You are living with an illegal woman." Herod did not feel anything, but this woman was waiting to finish him. Finish is one aspect in life, to terminate someone from the world. And this is how you eliminate a person from your life. Was she happy after that with her daughter and with Herod? We do not know. But the concept here we see is that the rash judgment that Herod makes because of his promise. And finally, he gives in to her. When Herod came to know about John, he held him with high regard. But when it comes to this woman's ambition and desire, that great regard that he had for John becomes zero. And that is how we see that the immoral life he lived rules his career and his administration. The immoral life, when somebody lives, enters into all the fields of one's life. Don't think that if you live an immoral life and others don't know about it. Yes, many people will not know. Sometimes we live immoral life. But it enters into all the fields of our life. And that is how it destroys us. You see, Herod, he should have just put his foot down and said, "Stupid lady, young girl, please go, you do not know what you're asking." But he wants to please everyone. That is how the immoral life that he was living enters into his decisions, his lawmaking. We know that God has brought us into this world to live our lives sincerely, honestly, to help each other, to make our lives meaningful. Therefore, we see today when we celebrate the feast of Saint Alphonsus, he was one great moral theologian. And for a moral theologian to become a saint, very, very extraordinary. He is the only moral theologian who became a saint, a very powerful saint. And we all know that the moral theologians play a lot of words and the way they deal with the law of morality. But we see Alphonsus was very sincere in his moral theology and how he exercises it for the glory of God. I'm sure Alphonsus would have dealt this particular case of Herod the Tetrarch in a better way. He would have found out the immorality of Herod, the young girl, the Herodias, and even the crowd. The crowd should have stood up and said, "Don't do such a thing." So much so that the crowd also feels very happy. And maybe when the head was brought on a platter, everybody must have clapped and would have appreciated the boldness of Herod. See, these are the immoral acts that rule the world. Today, if some great, powerful man rules the world or rules our country or rules our life, Even if he does something wrong, murders people, he still becomes the great ruler. That is why the moral life is very important for us. Let us learn from St. Alphonsus how we can live moral life, because in our spirituality, moral living is to be counted as our spiritual growth.